morning and welcome to The Jungle. I am Whitney Mendoza with Liger Partners, and this is an extra special edition because we're also announcing our Local Love Season 2 winners today. And to help me do that, I have Tim and Robin McWhirter of Canton Termite Pest Control. Welcome.
Thank you.
And you were one of our Season 1 winners.
We were.
Awesome.
Yes.
So before we dive into how awesome that was, we have to preface this with your amazing son, Aaron, is a Liger here, which did not influence the voting. I wanted to put that out there because he simply nominated you, and then we had an unbiased third party, and we were just lucky enough to draw your name. So I was super excited
and he told us
about
what
that.
a tiny percentage, chance we had to win.
Yes,
He was like, I can't believe you won.
So we might have sprinkled some good luck dust on there, but and you brought goodies as I knew that you would.
did.
Thank you. We've had scones before, and they were very good. Peach
I'm glad.
drizzle, I believe it was. It's amazing. So we have Aaron, and I promised that he will be the only one that we embarrass this morning.
All right.
So Aaron, if you're watching, we're gonna come up with something for you. So first, tell us about your business, kind of how you got into this, and of course, you two are married, and because you're in the business as well. As you know, Isaac and I work together, and we're married too.
Where were you going to? DeKalb?
DeKalb College.
Yeah.
To do,
He was gonna be a
to
fireman.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's like, I need
So
a
taking
job
fire
for the
science.
summer.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and so I started working there part time, and kind of turned into a career because
Yeah.
as a fireman, they're grossly underpaid and under.
They are.
And I think it's one of those situations when you're young and you want to get married, and you're like, well, I can make a little more money if I stay in this other career. And I got a job at a different, larger company that had
Yeah.
benefits and other things that we needed. So we kind of moved in that direction, and that was 30 years ago. So.
Okay. Very nice. So how did you transition from kind of working part time and then owning the company?
I worked for a different company for about 10 years and kind of learned the rules and worked my way into management and things like that. And then at some point I thought, well, if you're going to succeed, you kind of have to start your own somewhere. And so I started my own company. It was 1999. And from there, we just kind of grew slowly for
Nice.
the first few years because we were raising children. We have 4 kids total. And I wanted to spend time with them and be at ball games and do scouting and all the things that dads need to be there for. And
Nice.
growing a business is a real challenge if you
Yeah.
don't want to throw yourself into it. So we kind of kept it on simmer for years. And I guess it was about 6 years ago, I had a friend of mine that returned from the mission field, and he wanted to get involved in something here while his kids went to school. And so he and I it wasn't really a partnership, but we wanted to kind of work closely together,
Yeah.
and that was fun. And it grew crazy from there. And, it's been that way ever since. And now there's, 7 of us in the field and 3 in the office. And so
Wow,
it's quite a
very
bit
nice.
larger.
So you mentioned that it's challenging
Mhm.
building a business. What would you say is one of the hardest aspects of it?
I think it's, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think because it's like, as the wife, because it was like 24/7 to have your own business. I mean, it's whether it's the weekend, it's the evening, you have customers calling in, and you got to take care of it, and you're going to think about it. And if something bad is ever going to happen, it's going to be Friday when you can't
Right,
do anything
right.
about it.
Right.
Until Monday.
You're heading out of
So,
town, yeah.
Yeah.
Friday at 4:59.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On the way to the beach for the week.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. What about you, Tim?
I think it's scaling for me. It's trying to
Mm-hmm.
decide when we're big enough to do this or that. When do
yeah.
you hire another person? When do you, we were talking about it on the way down here, getting an answering service or someone that can handle things when we're not around.
Yeah.
People want to leave messages and they want to talk to a human, and it's a challenge to really figure out when it's worth it and what's just extra complication.
Yeah. It's interesting. Sometimes you think it's the big decisions, right? Like getting a building or something like that. But a lot of times it comes down to the small decisions of, okay, well, we have the standard of customer service, and if we want to keep that, we have to have a human answer the phone. It can't be a machine. So that's interesting. What about one of the most rewarding aspects of owning your own business?
Oh, by far, I think it's the employees. I mean, we are a family. And when we get together and hear them talk about how awesome it is to be in a company where if they make a mistake, they're not going to be yelled at, they're not going to be fired,
Yeah.
It's, they're our friends.
I love that.
And it's great.
Yeah.
And it's freedom. I mean, I know you're a business owner, it's a headache, certainly, and you're responsible for everything.
Right.
Whoever dumps the trash, whoever
Right.
cleans the bathrooms, that kind of thing. But on the other hand, it's not that I had bad bosses in the past. I mean, I really enjoyed the people I've worked for. But having the decision to make yourself and sort of being able to follow it all the way through without limitation is great.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
So I think I found my opportune moment to pick on Aaron
Okay.
a little bit, especially since he's not
Let's
here
do that.
Go
to
for it.
defend himself. So for a while, when he was kind of, and correct me if I'm getting the story wrong, but as he was going to UGA for marketing, he was
Correct.
doing some of your marketing, like writing blogs
Correct.
and
He'd
things
been
like
doing
that.
that for quite a few pest control companies, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about that, like how kind of working with your son and
Well, he wanted to make money, and he wanted to start his own business back when he was in high school.
Yeah.
And so his older brother had written for me a little bit, but he's a doctor, and his whole thing was very clinical. Everything was a reference to something. And it was very dry, and so it was great. It was content. I had to have some stuff. Well, Joshua's a very technical person, and he really enjoys giving you all the details, which is great.
Yes.
And that's kind of how I am sometimes. But Aaron has a flair for writing, as you probably know, and so he added a lot of that to it as he went through. And so his blogs were funny and fun to read, and seemed to be catching on. I got a lot more hits on those than I did on anything else.
nice.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
He did have an unreasonable view of what he should be paid.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
Yeah,
it's
varied
like,
on
I
what
think
he-
I should be worth, $100 an article.
Yes.
I was reading on Reddit where, whatever, he gets all of his information
He
from
would
Reddit.
totally do that. Yeah.
So
Well, I don't know if you've heard, but his question here. So every other week we'll do like a Liger lunch and learn, and so part of that we'll kind of put one of the team member in spotlight and kind of how did you get here? What are your dreams? Anything that we don't know about you? And without fail, Aaron's question is always, "Who's your favorite coworker?" And it is always expected that you will say Aaron.
okay, that seems fair.
He is a fun guy, isn't
Yes,
he?
yes, he is. Yes. And then one time we were sharing about, because we're trying to keep it interesting because we're on Zoom and we can't all be together in the same room. And so somehow we came up with the last time you'd been to the zoo or something. Oh, yeah. And so the only thing that came out about Aaron from this is that he got lost in the reptile room
Yeah, well,
Yeah, there's more to that story.
and he licked all the railing.
he licked the handrail from one
Yes, he
end.
did.
I don't know if you've been to the Atlanta Zoo, but
And if you know Aaron, it's hilarious because he is the most
germ-phobic.
germophobic,
Yes.
clean conscious person
Yes.
ever. And I look over and there he is licking from one end to the other.
There were like 5 of us on mute for the next 5 minutes because we couldn't stop laughing at. And he just told it so like matter of factly, like this is the thing that I did.
That's a legend at the house.
Yeah, that's
His older
fantastic.
brother was hard to keep up with, and so we tended to focus on him and what he was going to do next. And so Aaron was generally pretty quiet, but when you looked around and he was gone, you were just like, oh. So
That's hilarious. Okay, I think we've accomplished our feat of.
we can move on from Aaron.
Yeah, yeah, it's very good.
We have
I'm sure-
more. I mean,
I'm sure if I could just take a list so that I can have them as ammo later,
Sure,
that
sure.
would be.
all right.
That would be fantastic. Okay, so as a season 1 local love winner, so what we did is we randomly selected local businesses, and it was beyond Georgia, right? It was southern businesses in Canada, I believe, were included in that. And we took to social media, and everyone was able to vote. So you could tag your company, and people voted, and then we put them in this list and kind of drew a random number. And it was 3 free months of local Liger marketing services. So that includes social media, making sure you're appearing on Google correctly and things like that. So I'd love to hear your feedback from that, both positive and what you gained out of it and what you would love to see for maybe season 2. Just kind of learn to hear what you thought.
I think one of the biggest things for me is when you've been in a business for 20 years, you kind of get comfortable.
Yeah.
And you get to a point that you're like, well, it's fine. We don't really need to do anything. We can just coast from here. But, you realize if you really want to do what's best for your company, for your employees, they want a company that's growing, that's dynamic.
Yeah.
And we needed the push,
Nice.
which Liger gave us, to say, don't you want more? What? Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Okay.
it was good.
I had to learn SEO and just a lot of, WordPress, things that I'd had to grow
Yeah.
into that were not part of my tool set for a long time.
Yeah.
And I did that kind of, as you would, just bits and pieces, reading online or reading books and so on. But it was nice to have someone that had done this before and had some idea of what works and has tested it, and to kind of guide us in that direction. I like the little panels y'all are creating and just that whole more of a social element, because I'm not a Facebook user really.
Yeah.
I've never quite understood the draw. And so it's hard for me to market to that. And I didn't even know what Instagram was, and y'all helped me with that too. So
That's awesome.
I'm not a Neanderthal, but I'm
Right,
just not.
right.
I didn't see a use for it in
Yeah.
everyday life. If I see a bug, I don't really tend to take pictures of them.
Yes.
Where now I kind of, maybe I don't know who'd look at this. And you kind of take a shot and you put it up, and you get 1,000 people that say, "Oh, that's so what?"
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Do any of you live close enough to buy my service?
Right.
So, yeah.
One of our favorite pictures is you with the possum, I think
Oh,
you
yeah. I had a
have.
baby
Yes.
possum, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
fantastic.
those are fun. We always try to be humane with that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, and one of my favorite things about what I get to do is just working with different people who that's really their love language, right? Like my joke used to be I can't even spell SEO because I know enough to be dangerous,
Exactly.
but I like to leave that to the other experts on our team who know how to do that sort of thing, and I'll stay in my social media realm. So, awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say? Any other Aaron stories, or before we announce our season 2 winners?
Well, we've really appreciated your help with all
Thank
this,
you.
and it's been great
Absolutely.
to see, both Aaron's involvement with your company, which has been a huge blessing
Yeah.
with family, and just, professionally, the seeing how y'all have organized a lot of these ideas that we were trying to get out there into the community has been great. We really benefited a lot. We've grown 20% this
Yeah,
year.
awesome.
And so you've been a
great to
big part
hear.
of that, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. Well, and I will share, as a business owner, we're very skeptical where we put our money, right? Because it's hard to earn. We work very hard for it. And so when we're going to take part of that money and put it somewhere, we expect to get value out of it. And I would say for the two of you, I mean, I can see it's very evident in Aaron, but you're a family-run business and you treat it like that. You treat your customers that way. Everything, like even you mentioning, we're very humane. Everything that you do, I can just see with my own eyes the care that you put into what you do and then how you treat your customers. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to announce our season 2 local love winners. And again, how we did this, the same thing as season 1. Everyone kind of went on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, tagged their favorite businesses. And so we're going to randomly pull them out. So what we have businesses here as far as like retail, gyms, hair salons, and these are our nonprofits. So I'm going to let you pull 2 out of here, and then we're going to pull 1 nonprofit.
You want to pull?
No, you go ahead. It'll look
I feel like drum roll.
The first name is Moxie Burger.
Ooh, Moxie Burger. I know what
Moxie
that is.
Burger.
That's food.
Yeah.
Are they in Roswell?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they're in Roswell. Awesome.
All right.
Moxie
Moxie Burger. That's good.
Burger.
Moxie Burger. All right.
The crowd goes wild. Okay,
Number
number
two.
2.
The Keysburg Cafe.
Wow.
This is like my little hometown.
Yeah. Did you nominate them?
No. I promise I didn't.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, she grew up like a mile from there.
Food.
Yeah.
We love food.
It's all about food.
Awesome. I mean, you can just tell where our hearts are. Okay, for our not, you're going to pull the nonprofit,
You do the
Tim?
nonprofit.
Yeah, do the
Okay.
nonprofit.
I might have to put my glasses on though.
Drum.
Maybe I'll just say it to you to read.
Drum roll.
The Atlanta Women's Foundation.
Awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Yay. So we have Moxie Burger,
Keithsburg Cafe.
Keysburg Cafe.
Keysburg Cafe, and the Atlanta Women's Foundation for our nonprofit. Awesome. Well, congratulations if you won. The Ligers will be in contact with you. Also, if you have termites and other pests in your home. I should have asked them about the bats.
You could have brought picture. I could have brought a bat.
Like, where are they coming from?
They're just. You mean why are you seeing so many?
Yes.
There's a lot of big insect population this time of the year, so they're up flying
I've
around. It's
never
actually a
seen
really
so
good
many.
thing that we're seeing so many. The bats were in danger.
Yeah.
They had the white nose syndrome, And so that's a fungus that was growing on the nose of the bats while they were sleeping. And so they were diminishing, particularly the little brown bat, I believe, is the one. I'm sorry, I'm not as much of an expert on bats
We
as
have
I
a
am.
wildlife expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is fortunate that the numbers are good.
Yeah. This is why you hire the experts, because I
They're
don't
very
know
beneficial.
anything.
Just never touch a bat. Never try to,
Yeah.
you think they're cute and all that, but they will bite you, and then you've got to have rabies shots.
Yeah. They were trying to attack it. Well, not really, but
They
kind
want to
of.
attack.
They were nose diving. We ran out for a run one night, and I was like, "That's a bat!" And the next
And if you're running under street lights, usually there's moths and other bugs falling.
that's
and so
what
that's
it
why.
was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So it wasn't you. It was the bugs. And they won't hit you. They're amazing. They can fly through tree limbs.
That's so good
yeah.
to know. So don't be scared, everyone. Just don't,
Just
jump
don't
up
touch one
and-
if you happen
yeah.
to find one on the ground.
Yeah, don't try to jump up and
Yeah, that's a takeaway with most wild animals.
Yeah.
Don't touch one.
don't touch it. That's good. I think that's the best advice I'll get all this Monday. That's awesome. Well, Tim, Robin, thank you both so much for joining us. Give a shout out for Canton Termite and Pest Control, how people can get in touch with you.
Well, the office number, if anybody uses a phone number anymore, is 770-479-1598. And we service primarily Cherokee County, although we will go into the adjoining counties. But we're trying to be a big fish in a small pond. So we'd love to have it, business all over Atlanta, but Cherokee County is mainly what we're looking for.
Awesome.
And the website?
It's cantontermite.com.
On Facebook and
Easy.
Instagram and other places.
Yep.
Thanks to Liger.
Thanks. Yes, we're everywhere now.
Awesome.
That's right.
That's awesome. Well, thank you both so much for joining me this morning and
Thank you for having us
drawing
in.
our winners.
And keeping our son employed.
No problem. He's a good team member. So
Well, let us
we
know if
love
you have any
having him
trouble.
here.
We'll straighten him out.
I will. I will. I'll let you know. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and thank you to everyone who voted for season 1 and season 2 of Local Love. Congratulations to our winners. We'll be in touch until tomorrow. We'll catch you at 8 a.m. for a new podcast. See you then.